Hey, Gregory, welcome to Encounters, the late night spiritual UFO talk show. It is now 11:01. ALS 14 Umbra, good evening. Pam, welcome. Tara, hey, good to see everybody coming in here. John Jones, welcome to another edition of Encounters. Grateful Love, good to see you. Queen MT, hello to you both. Leaf, good to see you. Gary Haas from Iowa, good to see you. Ozzy, everybody coming. Gary Haas, thanks for the roses. John Jones, welcome. Good to see you as well. Cleo, good to see you. And we're here with you. I was just hanging out on another live for a little bit, just saying hello to people, keeping it real with the love frequency thing. Gregory S. Williams, good to see you. The Anunnaki coming back. Definitely we'll get into the Anunnaki. They are definitely, well, they're already here, and they are definitely coming back. Edie, good to see you. Kenny Gross, Stallion, hey Stallion. John Jones, good to see you, Commander. Good to see you as well. Rita Lynn, good evening. Laura, okay, let's see. Elvira, good to see you, Elvira. Let's see who else we got here. Everybody coming in here anyway. Gloria, all the people out here. Stallion, Andrews, welcome. Tammy T, Certified UFO. Welcome, Certified UFO. That's a good name. B. Jader, welcome to Encounters. So, on this show, you never know what's going to happen. You never do. I mean, on this show in the last 3 years, Nanchi, good to see you, Lisa. You never ever know what's going to happen. And hey, Bridget, welcome to the show. Vicky, and everything that's happened on this show for 3 years has been documented, and we've had some strange things happen here. Let me tell you. RK 2023, welcome. Jones versus Commons, welcome. Michael, good to see you. Rita Lynn, good to have you with us. Jard, hey, good to see you, Jard. Everyone coming in here. And we are totally amped up here, brothers and sisters. It's good to see everybody coming in here. This is the show Encounters, and if you're new to the show, welcome. We always like to welcome new people that are on TikTok coming in here to the show. This is the #1 spiritual UFO talk show here on social media. Just to give you a short bio about myself, I am a contactee from the 60s. Hey, Amster. I'm also a CE5 activist. We have a C5 group here in Connecticut, that is in New England. Thank you for the popular vote, Jared. And also, I'm a former writer for Sedona Journal of Emergence, which is a large magazine on enlightenment that I wrote for a number of years, several years actually, a number of years ago back in the 90s, as well as a radio talk show person that's been on commercial rock radio on the subject of UFOs here, and also on NPR Pacific Radio for the last 22 years or something. I'm on sabbatical right now, so I'm not doing my radio show, but I'm really enjoying the social media of the TikTok. So welcome, and please share and like. We want to get to 100,000 likes tonight. We always have a goal whenever I'm live. That's the way we do it here. So we always, hey Turkish, good to see you. Thank you for the follow. Little Miss Blaze, I like that. Good evening, Little Miss Blaze. Terry, Lavola, good to see you, Lavola. Flocker, everyone coming in. Hey, Lavola, good to see you, sister. Good evening, Daisy. Ruth, Betty Hancock. My light shines. I like that, Susie. That's a great name. It's a good name. Lavola, welcome back in. Mosey, I'm not sure what the language is, but welcome, Mosey. I don't even know how to translate the language. Tree Hugger, I like that name too. Bob 427. Hey, Bonnie Ellis, good to see you. Terminator. Lee, everyone coming in here, welcome. And hey, Karen 55, good to see you. Good evening, Mark Jackson. Stardust, that's a great name. Mobley 28. Cindy Peraza, welcome, Cindy. KK, welcome, KK. I see some new names here. Hey, Lucas, good to see you, brother. Cheryl T, welcome, Cheryl T. Love authenticity. Isabella, hey Isabella. David, good evening. We're doing good. Hope you are too. Foxy Model. That's an interesting name. Rudy Ruiz, 239. Good to have you with us. Jojo Star, welcome Star. Greetings to you, Isabella. Larry, Purvis, Cindy, just everybody out here, welcome. I can go on and on reading names, but that would take too long. It'll be going on all night. So this is Encounters. Will be with you till about 1 a.m. And I need to get more apple cider. I'm on the low end of it. I'll never conform. Good to see you, brother. Sarah loves UFOs. Hey, Sarah, that's a great name. I would even probably think that, Sarah, you have some stories to tell. Olo, good to see you, Olo. I think, or is it Alo or Olo? Desan Shorty, I think it's Desan Shorty, June Cadwell. I'm seeing all these people coming in. Good evening. All the new people, Sean. All the longtime viewers, Heart of the Dove. I like that. Hey, Lee, good to see you. Welcome. Turulu, 1109. Turulu, 1109. Fix It Forever. Dean, welcome, Dean. Mia T, everyone coming in here, welcome. Hey, Chronic Michelle, good to see you. A bunch of people saw a UFO here in town, and the state of New Mexico recently was on video. Interesting. I'd like to see that, you know. And all these UFOs are really becoming more present all over the world. It's amazing what's happening right now, you know. Jordan, hey, Jordan, good to have you with us. Laura UFO, welcome to the show. 1LB62, welcome. I used to watch Project Blue Book a long time ago. Yeah, they also did that series on Project Blue Book that was on the History Channel for a period of time. Hey, Jenny Skin, DVM, Emmanuel, welcome, Emmanuel. Light of the World, I think it is. Heart of the Dove, which one would come pick me up? Heart of the Dove, hopefully if they do pick you up, make sure they're Christed beings of light, that they're really positive. And then, you know, if they're not, don't go on their ship. Heather James, good to see you. Molly, did you get screenshots of last night? I have some zoomed in. Oh, definitely, Molly. Mail them to me or email them to me, or send them, or you can actually direct message them here on my TikTok, or email me at CmdrAleon@AOL.com. Hey, Jersey for Life, good to see you, sister. I missed the ones on the History Channel there. John Jones, those were good. There was a docudrama based on that from the files. It was pretty good. I don't know if it's on anymore. I thank you for the gift. Thank you, Ray True Colors. Thank you for the heart me. I appreciate it, sister. Rebecca J. Wolf, welcome. All the people coming in here. I see you. Shoshan of Lorek C, welcome. Rizzle Dizzle. Hey, Rizzle Dizzle. Everybody coming in here, we welcome you to Encounters. Salty Dog, hey, Jersey, thank you for the popular. I appreciate that. Cupcake. Hey, Cupcakes, welcome. You mean, where can we find the old shows of, I don't know, I would probably say YouTube. I know that was on for a couple of seasons. I thought it was really good, but I don't see it on there anymore. Jim, great question. Great question. As a matter of fact, Jim, we're going to bring you up here. We did this randomly. I like your question, so I want to bring you up on camera. You don't have to be on camera, but if you come up, we'll definitely get into a discussion about it. And we want to welcome Jim to Encounters. We always welcome all the people out there around the world. Jim, good evening. How are you?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Good. I'm glad to have you with us. And whereabouts are you located in the world?
Virginia.
Oh, great. We have a lot of viewers out there. And you're asking about the drones in New Jersey. Are they ETs or extraterrestrial intelligence?
Yeah.
I would say some of them are. They shapeshift into what you call a drone. And then some of them, I think, are our government. Some I think are connected with the Department of Defense. I think it's a mixed bag. After observing so many months since last year when this whole thing with the drone started, I think some of them are and some of them aren't. It's going to be, and sometimes it's hard to tell when people record these things, but I've seen the drones being chased by orbs or the drones chasing the orbs, which is a whole different scenario. What do you think they
Yeah.
are?
I don't know. I think it's possible to be both, like you said.
Yeah. Yeah, I've done enough research in the last couple months since last year that I do believe it's both. I think they're both. I think the ones that shapeshift mimic a drone, that our government has these big drones that are monitoring these non terrestrial spaceships or craft or orbs. I think they're being monitored by our government. They've been monitored for a long time, and they're keeping their eyes on them. My cat's going meow, but they're monitoring them. I think that there's two things going on. I think number one, we've seen an increase of UFO sightings since 2024, and we have a lot of people documenting stuff. On TikTok, there are people I know that are documenting in California and other places constant UFO activity over the Pacific Ocean, off the coast of San Diego, all different places. There's stuff going on. So I think it's not going to stop increasing. I think these drones, the actual drones the government has, you'll see those still in different places, but you're going to see a lot more non-drone activity, which is the UFOs or the orbs or the different types of spaceships that are coming through our atmosphere from other places.
Do you think that our government is working with people from outer space?
Yes, and I'll preface that statement with the reason why. Well, we've been working. Our government has been working with primarily the negative ETs, probably ever since I was a kid. I was born in the late '50s, and so I would say yes. I think all this started in the 1940s in our current Earth timeline, our current Earth history. That's when it all started, I think. And they've been working with negative ETs, which they made an agreement with, which are called Zeta, and some reptilians, and maybe one or two other groups, that they were able to get reverse technology from them. Not only that, I have a person who's got top security clearance who's been on my show recently a couple times. And what they do is they have a technology. Our government has a technology. It's it's like a radar, energy radar. It's I can't remember what the word is for it, but they shoot at the spaceship, or what we call the UFO, and it affects the energy of the ship, and it takes the ship down to crash. So we've done ship retrievals or UFO retrievals continually by actually with using not a tensor beam. It's a scalar technology that we have, which will take the spaceship, shoot an energy at it. It disrupts its energy frequency, and we're able to take the spaceship down, and it crashes.
So, do you think the government's just involved with extraterrestrials that are negative?
Yes, they are. They know about the positive ones, but they made an agreement in the deserts on the West Coast in Nevada and Arizona. There were meetings held between the positive ETs and the negative ETs, which are the Zeta Reticuli system. They chose, and there's a book called The White Sands Incident, which is out of print by a gentleman named Daniel Fry. Remember that name, Daniel Fry. He wrote a book called The White Sands Incident. If you can get a copy of it, it talks about what happened and how General Eisenhower made a deal. He had a choice to make. He made a deal when he was in power with the negative ETs. He also met with the positive ETs, and he chose to go with the negative ETs because they said they would give him reverse engineer technology if they were allowed to abduct human beings. That's been going on. Now it's been going on for essentially over 70 years.
So, what do ETs get out of abducting human beings?
They want to get the DNA, they want to get the genetics of the human being to recreate
Why?
the DNA within them because they messed up their planets. The Zeta Reticuli system used to be like us, they used to be human. They were very advanced. They got so advanced that they out-humaned themselves. They got rid of their emotions, their ability to have feelings, and they ended up going underground and transforming their physical bodies in what now looks like the big-eyed ETs that you see in documentaries with the way their bodies look now, which was at one time just like us before they became really advanced. They looked very human. They had human emotions, and now they're trying to get it back by doing what they call hybrid birthing of babies that are both human and also extraterrestrial. So they're part Zeta and they're part human. So they look more human, and they've been doing that for over 70 years. That's just my cat talking, so don't worry about it.
Yeah.
And this is all the stuff I'm talking about here. I've had a lot of years in my adult life of doing the research. I've met people who are involved in implant retrievals. I know you're talking really loud tonight, Kat. But they took the implants out. I remember a former CIA agent at a UFO conference. He had a briefcase of implants they removed with a Dr. Lear, who was a surgeon that he focused on removing implants. And this is back in the early 90s. I met these two people, and one was a former CIA person involved in this. And what they would do is do surgery on people and take out the implants from these different beings that were the low vibe ETs that did this to people.
So do you think that there's a negative race that is inbreeding people on the planet and they don't know that they're inbred?
The people that have been abducted, and I've interviewed many over time, including on my radio show, they know the beings that took them, the Zeta. Some of them would come on and say, well, the Zeta took my embryo or took and created a hybrid child. I've had some people I've interviewed over the years and talked to that have children that are on that the Zeta will show them their children, but their children are not allowed to leave the Zeta and live on Earth with their biological human parent. It's very intricate what has gone on with this. It's very serious what's happened to these people, and these kids are definitely have emotion. They're different than the actual Zeta that don't have it. So the Zeta, from what I understand over the years of interviewing people and so forth, these children will eventually be a Zeta that have more of a human form than they have less of a human form, and have a feeling and consciousness that the Zeta have lost. So that's why the Zeta did all the abductions over the years.
And what do the Zeta look like?
The Zeta basically have big eyes. They have a round head. Some Zeta.
I know what grays look like. Everybody knows.
Well, the grays are the Zeta. That's just an Earth-based media term, grays, in our pop culture. The Zeta are what people are referring to as grays. That's what the Zeta are. Those are the Zeta.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can show. Someone says, can I show a picture of a Zeta? I'll show you a picture of a Zeta, just so people know what they are. In pop culture, though, and in documentaries, they have been promoted.
I'm pretty sure I've met them.
Yeah, let's see, Zeta. Let's see, Zeta. I'll show a picture of a Zeta. Here's okay, Zeta. Of course. So here's a picture of what they might look like to most people. So I'm going to go off the screen here for a minute. Hold on a minute. So I'm going to show everybody a picture of a Zeta. I don't believe everybody's ever seen one, but this is what a typical Zeta would look like. This is a Zeta from the Zeta Reticuli system. All right, so at one time, they had complete human form, male and female. They had hair, they looked just like us. What they did is they messed up their whole civilization, became so advanced that they outdid their emotions. They became more interested in becoming technically more advanced than anything else, and they outlived all that other stuff, which we definitely help. We certainly love to be, which is human. Let's see, did I do that right? Yeah. So we are, looking at who we are versus what they are. We will never become that, hopefully, because if we become more advanced when we have interactive contact with the positive space people, the positive space beings look just like us. The only difference is they've had eons of time to go through life, and they don't abduct anybody. They live in a certain conscious frequency. They are advanced. They're peaceful. The beings that are advanced are mostly vegetarian. They are actually vegetarian, and they are completely opposite of what these Zeta people do. These Zeta beings. Yeah.
Do you think the human race is ready for contact from ETs and it becoming a normal thing? I mean, is it like a wormhole to where
Great
they can
question.
come in
So
and out, or
yeah, I can answer that question. So the space people, the ones from the higher vibrational frequencies, what I call Christ conscious beings, they can come through wormholes. So look at a wormhole as being like going to New York City from Long Island, New York, and you have to
yeah,
go
I
through the
understand.
Midtown Tunnel. Yeah, yeah. So they go through the Midtown Tunnel and they're in the city. So they actually do travel through wormholes. A lot of the different higher vibrational space beings go through wormholes. It's like they're like intergalactic highways, so to speak. The other thing is not only wormholes. Many of the advanced civilizations in their spaceships can blink in out of dimensions in 2 seconds. They just come right in and they blink out. And that's something we can't do. I mean, we will eventually get there when we're at their same vibrational pattern, but we can't do that yet. I mean, we do have reverse technology, but that the reverse technology that the Zeta gave us only allows us to travel within our own solar system and galaxy and within this particular realm. We don't have the ability to take the reverse engineered chips and go into another dimension because our vibrational frequency is not at that level to do that.
I mean, traveling at that many G's, it would be an issue for a human being to survive.
Yeah, it would be
So, how
completely.
do they survive?
Well, they're able to travel beyond the G's and everything else because in their ability to travel, their physical bodies are human, but their cellular structure is different than ours. So, for example, when they travel on a flying saucer and they accelerate in a circular object, we're going in a pencil state spaceship to outer space to the space station with a capsule that comes back to Earth. We have those that we will be affected by those G's coming down. Absolutely. The space beings, they have anti-gravitational spaceships that can go in different ways, and they are not affected. Now, obviously, if they're in a spaceship and they're walking around that spaceship traveling, when they take off to go to another place in that, say, that wormhole, I am certain that they're sitting in their space chairs somewhere or whatever kind of mechanism they have, and they're going through
Anti
comfortably through
gravity.
anti-gravity devices. Yeah,
Yeah,
anti-gravity
that makes
ships.
sense.
Yeah, that's what they do. We can't do that. They can. Now, the reverse engineered spaceships that our government has retrieved from by essentially using scalar beams to take them down, and also through a program with the Zeta to get their ships given to them, with that we've reversed the engineered technology to create these ships, but they can only go so far. They're not able to go to where the Christed cosmic positive space beings are. We can't get there. We're not able to do that yet. But we are able to travel to a certain extent in secret space programs. We've gone as far as Jupiter and back in about 25 minutes. This is with
With
reverse engineered
what?
technology.
The U.S. government has that technology.
Yes, the U.S. government has reverse engineered technology, and a matter of fact, one of my people with Cosmic Top Secret information over less than 3 years ago talked about the fact that out in the Midwest they had a secret area where the spaceships we've created can go as far as Jupiter. They didn't land on the planet; they went as far as Jupiter and back. and they used Air Force pilots that were trained to do this specific thing. They've done it a number of times. They're still doing it, but they can't go very far. They can only go as far as Jupiter. Then they can come back to Earth within 25 minutes.
That's crazy. What, through a wormhole?
Not through wormhole, through technology.
Because I heard to go to Mars, it would take years.
If you had
25
primitive
years to go to
technology,
Mars.
but with the technology that this certain program has, they can go past Mars they can come back to Earth within 25 minutes from Pluto, from Jupiter.
That's crazy.
This is all stuff I know from my contacts. This one contact, she got off of TikTok because she was elevated to another higher top secret clearance, but I never forgot what she told me. And Francis Bushfuri says they have 2 devices in between planets in the comment section.
With Elon Musk breaking ground that NASA has never done, do you think he's of this world?
I don't trust Elon Musk. I never have trusted him since the day I knew he existed. I don't trust him. I think he has a brilliant mind. I don't trust him. I don't. There's a thing about me where I read people's energies, and I just don't trust anything he does. He wants to colonize the planet Mars, which he'll never be able to do, because unbeknownst to most people on this planet, and what you've been told in school, Mars is a planet inhabited by 10 to 15 million inhabitants, and it's a living planet that's not dead, as some people would like you to see in the scientific community. Mars is a living planet. It has a polar cap. There are structures on Mars. There are ancient structures, just like on Earth, but there are also a very advanced civilization living within the planet.
What do you mean by a bad civilization?
No, advanced. I didn't say bad. Advanced,
sorry.
Advanced. Sorry about that. So there's an advanced civilization that's very spiritual. As I would say, with all the planets in our solar system, we were taught to believe that we are the only planet in the solar system here when I was a kid that was able to sustain life, which was basically a lie. The truth is that every planet in our solar system has intelligent life on it. But we were taught to believe that we're going out there to find the life, and NASA's saying we're sending satellites to find an Earth-like planet, when in fact all the planets in our solar system are living planets. They all have civilizations on them. But we were all lied to about that, and that's part of what I do in my show is I reveal the truth about this stuff. And all these planets have life on them. You know?
So you think every planet has life on it?
Absolutely. It'd be almost ridiculous. We were all taught when we were kids that we were the only planet with life on it, and that the NASA program when we were kids, the space program, they're trying to find out life. That's why the satellites were sent into space to detect if there was any possible micro life or micro life forms on other planets. And then as I got older, I started realizing my own experiences when I had a spaceship sighting as a kid with space people looking at me in a cul-de-sac at night in a flying saucer craft, that all the things that we've been told were lies, that they're absolute lies. How could we be the only planet in this solar system created by a creator, and all these other planets are dead and have no life on them? It's the biggest lie of decades in our current lifetime. At this time in my life now, I know it's been a lie. I've studied everything. I know what I know, and we've been lied to. And every planet in our solar system and other solar systems, every planet out there has some sort of intelligent life. Every planet out there. And I've known this for a long time.
So what do you think we're here for?
Oh, we're here to learn to have a human existence, and we're supposed to experience it. We all have a human life here. We have families, we have dogs and pets and friends and whatever. We're here to learn about the good things and to learn what we don't like about the bad things. The bad things being our inhumanity to each other, creating nuclear wars and blowing up each other, creating guns, whatever. polluting our world, to putting nerve gas in New York in the 1960s, and throwing nerve gas canisters in the outlets, in the inlets of New York Harbor, which has happened. Using nerve gas and CIA programs in the subways of New York, which did happen, which I remember my father told me about it. He knew about that program. He was in the Air Force. So, the inhumanity to each other, what we do to each other, the things that we have done to each other, it's something that should have never happened. But we're here to experience everything on this planet, good, bad, or indifferent. But we're here to also graduate from the experience. What I'm saying is, we need to be better than that. We're supposed to be better than that. The space people that are good, they went through these experiences eons and eons ago. They're way past that point. They're looking at us, and the reason why we're having so many sightings is because they are getting ready to make contact with our current civilization. We need to get our act together, and this whole thing with the UFO subject, that is a key thing. A key element is we have to learn from that experience and become better people.
Yeah.
We really do. I mean, if we don't become better people, we're going to destroy our own world. And if we become better people, we will have a beautiful way of living, and we'll learn. If we're willing to step forward beyond our own inconsistencies as a population, this planet will be there are a lot of beautiful things about Earth. Unfortunately, there's a lot of things that are being done to destroy the beauty of our planet. And it's time for us to have contact with the space people. That's why you're seeing so many discussions about it. Whistleblowers coming forward from the Pentagon and other whistleblowers. News Nation has a guy from Australia that does a show now on that big station on cable. And 30 years ago, you would never seen a show on a commercial TV on the subject, and now you do. I think we really need to elevate ourselves, and I've been in a lot of deep meditation, and for me, I've come to the conclusion that people need to get in touch with themselves. They need to go within. They need to meditate. We're in the UFO community, and decide what kind of planet we want to live on, because there's something that's going to happen soon. Now, soon can be relative to next year, next month. I don't know what that means, but something is happening. The reason why all those orbs happened, those drones happened in New Jersey, it wasn't just New Jersey. There were orbs over the UK, over Air Force bases that were landing in the bases. There were people recording, documenting these orbs in the UK at the Royal Air Force bases in England. This was last year.
Yeah, they're seeing what our defense system is.
Yeah, because they know that we might be crazy enough to use those things and try to destroy things. And that's why they went over nuclear facilities at Air Force bases, because they are able to monitor what we do. If we tried to use those nuclear weapons to destroy things or attack outer space beings with their nuclear weapons, with our nuclear weapons, the space people can neutralize those weapons in 2 seconds. The reason why we're still here on this planet, folks, and if you weren't around in the 1960s, I can tell you, we used to hide under tables for nuclear. We had a thing where we'd have the nuclear
I remember
symbol.
that.
We had to hide under a table in the classroom, and that would protect us from a nuclear radiation fallout from a nuclear bomb. And how ridiculous was that? Now, when we were kids, we didn't think, this is great. We're going to hide under a table, and we're not going to be concealed. We'll be in a building under a table. If a nuclear bomb hits, we're all going to be good. Now, look, years later, we know that's not true. The space people, the reason why we are still here as a human race, whatever decade, whatever age you are out there, is because the space people neutralized all our nuclear weapons in the Cold War. That's why we're still here. After we did the Hiroshima and Nagasaki thing, which was terrible, that reverberated, that energy of that hydrogen bomb reverberated into space. It didn't stay around our planet. The energy of that reverberated into space and alerted space beings that we were messing around with things we shouldn't be messing around with. They came here and they put a stop to it. They basically neutralized every single nuclear silo. And there's been documentaries on History Channel over the years about how the docudramas, how they actually did this in the United States and other countries, Russia. All those nuclear weapons were neutralized during the Cold War. That's why we're still here. That's why we exist. And I know this to be a fact, to be true, you know?
I know a lot of people talk about the firmament and that we're underwater. How do you feel about that?
Well, I'm one of those people in my years of study that the firmament is basically an illusion. That when people say we have a firmament, we can't go out, nothing can come in. That's totally not true. The fact is, space people are coming here every day in spaceships way beyond our technology, and there's nothing blocking them. The only reason why we cannot go where these other beings are from is because we're still primitive. We don't have the ability in our consciousness to go where they go. We don't have that yet. We are getting spiritually more awakened, but we have a long way to go. We have billions of people living on Earth, and the whole planet's not awakened yet. We have to really work at it. But they're coming whether we're totally ready or not. They're coming. The space people, they're not just coming, they're already here. They're living amongst us. Like in terms of the ocean, they're the Garther network, if you've never heard of that, folks, that has been around for billions of years. There are space people living in peace within our Earth. We call it the inner Earth. Study the inner Earth, folks. That has been around forever. There are entrances all over the world in specific remote areas where the space people can come in and out of a mountain or out of the ocean. It's real. We've never been taught that
And
in
do you
school in the
believe in
decades we've lived.
giants?
Yes, the giants do exist too. The giants, there have been documentaries showing these big bones that they found, archaeologists in other countries, of these giants. So just like anything else, humans eventually are put to a burial site, and then they're the bones of a human being that's maybe 5'9" at a grave. But there are other human beings that are 5'9" or 6 feet that are walking around the earth. So the giants, I think, are hiding. I think they hide from the human population because they know what the human population has done on this planet, which has basically caused wars, destroyed things they didn't understand, and try to get rid of it. Can you imagine if 10 giants came walking down in a country town out of the mountains? How would people actually relate to those 10 giants? I think they would be either scared or the military or somebody would try to capture them or do something. I do believe that the giants, they're here. They are hiding right now, and I do believe they exist as a civilization on our planet.
Like right now, not in the past. Do you believe
Not in
they're
the
still
past.
here?
I think right now they do exist, yes. I think they're smart, they're
Wow.
very intelligent, but they're hiding in places that in remote locations around our planet because they know the way we act. Not so much the whole human population, but the people that are in charge of our military around the world. My thought is, what would they do if some giant guy and gal came coming out of a mountain in peace? What would our military people do? Potentially, what we would do is try to capture them or do something worse.
Well, I
That's
appreciate your time.
Your questions, Jim, have been great. I appreciate you being here on the show for the first time. You had great questions. I hope I've answered them as
Well,
honestly as I
I've
could.
watched your show for a while, and
Oh, good.
this is the first time you invited me. So,
Oh, great. I'm glad I did. I'm really happy I
but I'll
had
be
you on here.
back.
Yeah, and you have more questions. You always feel free to come up. I'll be happy to have you on here.
You answered a lot, and I appreciate you.
I appreciate you, man. Take care. I'm going to bring you down so you can watch the show. And, what I speak of, folks, is the truth. What I'm telling you is, hey, look, I've seen everything that goes on here. We are a planet still. And the good thing is, not everybody's like that. Thank you. Yes, you are. I got to drink some water. Actually, I have to drink some apple cider. Um, and I'm speaking right here from the truth. I'm not reading any books. I have no teleprompter in front of me. Everything I know to be true. Everything I know is true. And one of the most important things I do know is that I'm now getting so much downloaded information that the planet keep getting told by my space people that the planet needs to get itself together. planet means all of us, that we have billions of people on here. Billions. We need to get our act together. You know, we need to move forward to prepare ourselves for the things that are coming. And if we don't prepare ourselves for the things that are coming, we will not be ready. You know, you're not going to go into a room of people, 20 people that are sitting down with their eyes closed, meditating and say, well, I'm going to do it too. Amelia, thank you. Then I'm going to do the meditation too. Even though I don't know how to do it, I'll be able to sit down and do the meditation my own way. I'm just going to sit there and do it. Right? The thing is that we're here to change the way things are. Ancient Aliens, Tara, I like their show. I actually met them. As a matter of fact, I will actually show people the picture that I have. I met Giorgio in person. Let me just do this here. I'm just going to do this for a minute. Recently, a few weeks ago, I was up in upstate New York with my cousin, and I got to talk to them for a little bit. So this is me, Giorgio, and you're not seeing all of them. Nick Pope is on one end, and the cast of Ancient Aliens. So I have met them. I didn't have a lot of time to talk with them, but everything I do is real. Everything I know is real. So I do think I'm going to go back to my regular screen here. I like their program. I think that they are here to assist in getting the truth out. And what I love about Ancient Aliens is that they deal with the ancient part of what's happening. They're trying to get to the ancient part of extraterrestrial intelligence, the pyramids, the Anunnaki. They've talked about that on their thing. Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. I can take the glasses off right now, you know. But I do believe there's a greater thing going on here. And I'm more stronger now than even a few days ago when I was not on here. I have been just downloaded with more information. And William, good question. And so I'm going to bring people up. Greetings, Winter. We'll bring William up here. And we're going to follow William. William, come on up. I love doing this, people. You're going to find out I'm very spontaneous. We'll see if William comes up. How much longer do we have to wait? And William, just come on audio if you'd like. Yeah. And if William doesn't want to come up, I'll still answer the question. AZ Lightning, good to see you. Greetings, Winter Sun. Let's see. And basically, let me answer that question about waiting for the contact. Rachel, thank you. So we just have to be focused on not waiting for the contact. Oh, good. William's coming up. Good. Let me see here. Hey, good evening, William. How are you?
I'm pretty good, thanks. How are you?
Welcome to the show. Where are you located, William?
In Detroit, Michigan.
Okay, Detroit, Michigan. Okay. Your question was about how long do we have to wait let's say, on our planet for the contact to occur?
Yeah. Also, for people to wake up, come as one consciousness, that kind of thing. I
Yes.
feel
So,
like. Go ahead.
no. What were you going to say something about people unconscious? Go ahead.
No, just speaking of consciousness, that's what people are more and more coming to believe, I think, because of AI and such. They're able to I think people are communicating with themselves, their inner selves.
I agree with that. That's where it starts. It has to start with yourself before it can start with telepathy, being able to telepathically communicate with a space person, it starts
Because
with
everything
yourself.
is perspective, you know. Until you look at it, it's not happening, you know.
Yeah,
Until you put your eyes on it.
yeah. I mean, if you don't contact, well, first of all, if you go within, we call it going within our higher self, which is you'll hear a
To
lot of that in
meditate,
the
yeah.
meditation and higher self. So until you get in touch with your higher self, there's no way you're getting in touch with somebody of a higher intelligence until you figure out and wake up within yourself
Right.
to meditate and do those things. So you're right on the money
You
on
ever
that.
see the movie Fire in the Sky?
Yeah.
You know how it was a real true story about the guy ended up waking up naked and he didn't know what happened to him. They put that needle in his eyeball and
I talk about Travis Walton.
took, you know, whatever information they needed, and they're able to do that to us.
You're talking about Travis
Oh
Walton, the
yeah,
person. Okay, but understand the difference. If you read the
that got
book,
abducted.
it's way different than the Hollywood movie, which really did a disservice to what he. If he tells you the story between him and what the movie was, it's totally different. It wasn't like in the movie with his glasses floating on that. That whole thing was Hollywood did a disservice to him because they took the book and took liberty with changing the narrative of his true story, which is way different than what the movie showed you. And so people need to read the book. If you read the book, you're going to see that the movie was not giving you the actual information. It's really different.
Yeah.
They
Why?
took liberty with
Why
it.
do you think we're getting so much radiation? Like at nighttime when we're sleeping, they're pumping all this radiation on us at night. You know? Have you heard of that?
I don't know. I've never heard of that. I don't feel I'm getting any radiation pumping anywhere. But there could be people. Where have you heard that about radiation being pumped in or being pushed into
Well, not
people's?
like pumped in, not like as not like pumped in to say not that.
Right.
More like I don't know, the frequencies from the earth or readings of that kind of on a level at nighttime, I guess. It's like they're saying it's kind of like we're being microwaved, like the radiation
Who's
levels
saying
go
that?
up at night.
Who's saying that, William?
Just information that I see that I've looked at, just videos of what people are showing that's happening to the United States. I don't know.
Are you talking about like the cellular towers?
Yeah, yeah, like the
Okay,
5G
cell towers.
stuff, you
Oh
know.
yeah, that's happened. That's true. Now we have a better idea what you're talking about. Yeah, that's been happening for years, ever since the 5G. But it doesn't affect everybody. It depends where you are. If you have a shield against it, some people do shield themselves against it. So yeah, it really depends. But the bigger picture is that in terms of what we're talking about, in terms of your question, uh, we have a lot going on here. Like I said to the person earlier with all the questions, we have to get ourselves prepared. Like you said, it starts with yourself. You need to don't worry about all the
Yeah,
things that are out there with the 5G, the little g, the big G. Focus on your own self. Focus on inner reflection, meditation, Christ consciousness, which is the way the space people, the good ones, operate in what they call a Christ conscious state. We as humans do not all operate in that state. If we get to that state, if we can work to get on that state through meditation, then we can actually be, when the contact happens, we'll be meeting them on an equal level. But we have to do the work. No one's going to do it for us,
okay.
right?
Okay, right.
All
Well,
right,
keep
man.
up the good work.
I appreciate your questions. I appreciate coming up here, William. Everybody, I'm going to bring you down, brother. Thank you so much. And this is what we do here. We like to get different perspectives from people and get them on here to talk about what they have to say. You're watching Encounters. I'm CmdrAleon, your host, and it really is. When the push comes to shove right now in 2025, for me, I don't. People get to know me. I'm a system buster. I'm here to bust the matrix. I'm a system buster. So I don't care where you are, who you are, or what you are, or what you think you are. When you're watching this show, you're going to get a different perspective on the whole subject of ufology, about the extraterrestrial intelligence, and I guarantee you, you will be addicted to the show if you're new here. Oh, okay. Let me bring you up here. Come on up. I'm bringing a guest up that one of our friends of the show. Come on up, and they will tell us what they captured on Sunday. Welcome everybody to Encounters.
Buddy.
Hey, good evening. How you doing?
How are you?
We're doing good. And I saw your comment.
I don't see my
you got
window.
Okay, so I got to see if I can bring you on camera here. Let's do this here. There should be just press the save button. We'll have our guest on camera if they want to come up and show us the video, what they captured last Sunday. And while they're doing that, you're watching Encounters. We're on here most nights, 11 o'clock. And glad to have everybody with us.
This is I captured in a live photo on Sunday.
Oh, great.
And it comes swooping down from the sky right at my truck. It's pretty wild.
Yeah, let me get on camera, man, see if this is gonna work. So I just press the camera button here, and all you do is save the button, press the save button on your end, and you're good to go. All right, there we go, man. That's good.
Yeah, see, that's it there. That's at the beginning of the photo.
Oh wow!
Before it comes swooping down towards my truck and zips by the front of my windshield like so fast.
It's pretty impressive. It looks like it might have like an antenna or something on it.
Yeah, there's an antenna on the top and bottom of it.
Yeah, that's very interesting. And in a historical reference of the UFO sightings over the last number of years I've been around, that is, I've seen those. They have like an antenna that's angled a little bit.
Yeah, it's like, I mean, I wish I could play the live photo. I don't know if it would or not, but I could always try.
That's good documentation though. And where are you located? Where was that being?
I'm in Galway, New York. It's up in the Adirondacks, where you just were, up in
yeah, up near Woodstock,
upstate New York.
Yeah, yeah.
It's up by Saratoga Springs area.
Oh man, that's all the way up there. There's been a lot of activity up there in the Adirondack Mountains, and I do believe
the amount that I have that, no lie, follow me around. I'm not kidding you. They follow me around. It's so bizarre.
Why do you think they do that? I mean, I have an understanding of that, but I want to hear your perspective. Why do you think they've been following you around?
Well, it's kind of deep, but I believe it's more of a spiritual thing. To do with God, to be honest with you. I think most of them are like a demon form, not all aliens, obviously, but I do believe that there's some that are on the darker side.
Right. So how do you know they are that? I mean, I know that terminology is in the UFO community thrown out there a lot. Without meeting them, how do you know that?
Well, I had an abduction experience one time, and
oh, you did?
Yeah, with it was the mantis, and then two small grays were with him.
Oh, okay.
But
I gotcha.
And they didn't seem too friendly, At least the mantis.
Now by telling me that, I have a better perspective of your story. So yeah, I'd say I wouldn't call the negative ETs demons, because that's a whole nother thing. They're just negative energy, lower vibrational ETs. So you've been abducted.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And it was by one of the the mantis guys, but he didn't look as in like they show. His face was more, his jaw was more pronounced. He didn't have that little tiny mouth like they show.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, but he walked. They had the backwards bending knees.
Yeah.
And when he tried to walk upright, he was really looked like he was not very well on his feet. But when he bent over and ran on all four, he was really fast.
He was really fast?
Yeah, he ran like a spider.
So do you think this type of ship here that we're looking at, that you've been documenting, I always want to ask you, obviously now I know you've been abducted, was that, what did you feel when you saw that craft that you documented here? Do you feel negative energy or positive?
Well, see, what I was documenting really was the vehicle in front of me,
Yeah.
believe it or not, because what they do, they project an image of the car down on the road. That's how bizarre this all is. And their craft is above,
Yeah.
and
And how big is the ship? Do you know? Their spaceship?
well, let me show you this one here. Let me see if I can find another photograph of where it came into view
Yeah.
before it swooped down in front of the car or my truck.
Yep.
But this is right, like 200 yards from my house where this happened.
Yeah.
And but I've been documenting all this since 2016.
Wow, that's a long time.
Yeah, it's been going on a long time with me. And it all stems to, many things like the gang stalking. This has a lot to do with gang stalking, these UFOs.
I want to be very careful with terminology here because of TikTok. We have to be careful.
I don't know what else to
they'll take me
that.
down based on, we have to be careful with our wording here. They're very sensitive, their algorithm. But
how could I say that with being clear?
well, let's just say that the negative ETs have done just say negative things to the human beings, and that's just a way of putting it without saying that word.
Right, I got you.
The algorithm will get us.
It's something that they just put you through the ringer. You know what I mean? I guess is a polite way to put it.
Yeah, most abductees have been put through the ringer. I've interviewed tons of abductees in the last 3 years of my show here that have had experiences. Ones that have had the Zeta, for example, abducted people because they wanted the embryo to create a hybrid race of beings, and they did. They've already done it. They've done it within the last 70 years. But there's less abductions now than there were. There's way less, but there were a lot more in the 60s, 70s, 80s, and into the 90s.
Yeah, mine began with an ultrasonic ringing in my head.
Mm-hmm.
Is how it began.
Wow.
I didn't see a craft, I was inside my house, and it just there's like two air horns that had gone off inside my head, and it was so extremely loud. And then once I went to lay down, I was inside the craft instantly.
Oh, wow.
and they were walking towards me. But they were taking a long time.
Did they communicate with you when they walked toward you? The space people that abducted you, did they communicate telepathically to you or say anything?
The inside the craft was so loud and so extremely high pitched octaves.
Yeah.
That were like so extremely high, and it would like my eyeballs felt like they're gonna pop out of my head.
Wow.
And my ears were gonna blow out. So as I'm watching them, and they're getting closer, but instinctively I'm closing my eyes and covering my ears, and then every time I would open my eyes back up, it would only be for a split second, the mantis would move like 20 feet in different directions, and I couldn't understand it at the time. Like, how is he moving so fast,
Yeah, that's crazy.
But when he was walking, his arms were like moving around like he was yelling at me or something, So I'm trying to focus on him. Like, what is he trying to say to me? But each time, I'd close my eyes and open them up, he'd be closer and closer.
Oh my gosh.
But the last time he was nose right up to my face, like an inch away from my face.
Did you get the feeling that this mantis being was angry with you or something, or what were you getting out of that?
I was getting, he was like angry with me or frustrated or something,
Yeah.
And the third time I opened my eyes and he was like an inch away from my face, I instinctively just shoved him away from me, with both my hands.
So you actually shoved this mantis being away from you.
Yeah,
that's pretty intense, man. To hear that kind of thing.
He flew almost to the ceiling, and he all the way to the other side of the craft and landed at the opening where they came in from.
He flew off the ground of the ship to the other end of the of
the
the.
ship.
Hey, thank you, yeah. That's
Yeah.
amazing.
And when he landed on the ground, I looked over at the two grays that were still standing there because they split up. The mantis went to the right, and the grays they came to me towards the left. You know, so I was
Mhm.
trying to watch them both at the same time. But the grays, when they seen that happen, the little guys they didn't have any mouth or anything. They just had
Yeah,
two slits for a nose and no
yeah,
earlobes, just a hole for the ears.
yeah.
They turned around and they ran. And as they were helping the mantis up off the ground, that's when
Right.
I was back in my room.
So the man. So after you kicked you pushed the mantis away from you pretty strongly. The two little Zeta guys, they were afraid of you at that point, correct?
Yeah, they turned and ran. Yeah.
That's an amazing story. So the Zeta were afraid of you. Get this, folks. In many abduction stories I've heard where people the Zeta controlled them and they couldn't do anything. Now my guest here pushes the um, mantis one that's yelling at him to the other side of the ship. The two Zeta guys, they're scared of you and they run away and then they decide to send you back on Earth to your room.
Yep. That's exactly right.
Basically. So they
And
didn't get
when
to do anything to you because you fought back, which I think is great. You fought back against the negative mantis and the two Zeta, and after they saw what you did to the mantis, they said, "Nope, we don't want any part of this guy. We're sending him back to Earth.
yep. And even
We're just going to send him back."
instinctively, if he didn't nose up to my face the way he did, I wouldn't have done it. But it was
Mhm.
such a reactive, like I opened my eyes and he was right there. It was like,
Yeah.
whoa, get away from me, kind of thing. And I remember when he went flying in the air, I was like, oh, it was like, oh man, I didn't mean to do that. But it was too late.
I look at this and I say to myself, I'm just trying to envision you on a spaceship with the two Zeta and the Mantis, and just everyone try to close your eyes and envision this. He's on the spaceship, abducted, and before they can do anything to him, he pushes with all his might. He takes the Mantis, pushes him, and he goes on the other side of the spaceship, flying in the air inside the ship. The two Zeta beings are saying, "Man, we're not going to have any of this. We got to we're just going to send him back. We're not going to do anything to him. Just send him back. He's fighting against us. We can't do anything. He's gonna throw us against the ship." And so,
I,
what would you have done if the Zeta tried to do anything? Would you have tried to throw them on the other side of the ship too?
I would have kicked their ass too. Yeah.
I believe it.
Yeah. Yeah. I
I
would
believe
have.
it. Your story's great. What's your first name, Mike? Because I'm trying to.
Mel.
Mel. Mel. Nice to
Mel.
meet you,
Yeah.
Mel. I know you've watched
You
my
too.
show for a while.
Yeah. I've talked to you before. Yeah.
We talked before, yeah. But this
But
is great that you actually shared this story like this, and the picture of the. When was that photo taken? Can you
that was on
give us a
Sunday.
Last Sunday? Okay,
Yeah. Yeah.
quite
And
a story.
it was definitely an experience that I never expected to ever happen.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah,
it's something that it's like wow. Even how it started. And the noise inside. My head sounding like two air horns blowing off. Um, and it was that was so loud that it made my eyes float inside my head. Ever heard a sound so loud that your eyes float?
yeah, yeah,
Um,
yeah, yeah.
that's how loud it was. And
Wow.
all of a sudden, like I said, I was so sick to my stomach. I went and I laid down, and then this is what I mean about this. The
Can
driver of a
you?
tractor trailer. Okay,
What's that
we
picture
live
of?
with aliens right here every day. We live with them. We just don't
Tell
see
us
it.
what are we looking at here? Can you tell my audience
That,
what we're looking at?
yeah, that's a driver of a tractor trailer. One of the gang guys. Um, that's one of them.
Now, so if I understand, it looks like are we
He
looking
looks
in the
like the
window of the?
predator.
Yeah, you're saying that is an extraterrestrial being wearing some sort of a suit.
They wear our skin suit. They look like us to the human eye looking at them, but inside they're them and many others.
Hmm.
I got many
And
photos showing this stuff.
how did you capture that photo?
I take a lot of pictures,
Wow, that's pretty impressive.
and like I
So let
said,
me.
when they follow you, you know who to take pictures of.
Hmm.
And that's no lie to my head to God. That's what I live with.
So in Predator, and I watched all the Predator movies, which were classics. But yeah, looking at it, looks like he is like if you want to use the movie Predator, he'd be wearing like a helmet, like a space breathable
You know that
helmet.
like dangly mouth that he had. That's
Yeah.
why it reminds me of it. You know.
Hmm. Wow. So you're pretty amazing. You're getting pictures of these beings, and is it pretty regular that this happens to you? Are you?
Yes,
Uh,
it's a
yeah.
daily base since 2016, July of
2016.
2016. It's been on. Yep, and it's
So
all that over.
what he's showing us, Teresa, is a extraterrestrial, to put it mildly, and this extraterrestrial is inside a tractor trailer truck.
Yep, driving. Yep.
And how did you get the picture? Are you driving as well? Going?
Yeah. Yep.
What's and you? How did you end up getting the picture of this extraterrestrial being in the truck?
As he was driving, I take pictures because when they follow me, they don't follow behind me. They come towards me, and they come
Okay.
three cars per group over and over and
Mm,
over. I mean, you can set a
really
clock to it. Yep. And so I just
interesting.
take pictures of every car that goes past me, as I go
Hmm.
along my day. And it's amazing what you capture when you do that.
That's amazing.
Uh,
It is amazing. You've done, this is the thing about what I do here. I love when people have actual real documentation of what they
like
do, whoever it is, you
like
know.
this is a man in his car driving past. This is his head.
So I see the face. It looks like two eyes, a regular
Yep.
head. What
That's
is
his
the
head.
light? What is the light around his that bluish around the
That's
head
the
area?
levels of heads. His first face is on the outside ring, and then there's a colored ring, the blue face on the inside. Then there's a, a skin colored face on the very inside. There's three layers
Now,
there
when
of
I look
mass.
beyond the human layer, on the blue layer, it looks like like an extraterrestrial with two eyes, a nose, and a mouth behind the face that we're looking at. If you
Yeah,
look at I'm trying to examine your photo pretty quickly here. Now, if people focus on his photo, when was this taken?
that was probably in like 23. I think.
2023.
Yeah, I mean, it's like I said, been
So
going on so long. Um,
yeah,
but nobody ever really wants to believe anything you really say. So it's
but you have evidently you've been given the ability, however that works. You have the ability for some reason to take pictures of these ETs.
I'm gifted really in that sense, and honestly, I'm gifted from somewhere else because it's like the stuff that I capture. Like I said, I don't know if you read some of my comments. I capture things that are on ancient aliens that have in either a carving or just in,
Hmm.
in theory, and there they are in my photos.
Yeah,
Um,
you're definitely a person that's not making anything up. They're showing us documented things like this. It's pretty amazing to me, and I thank you for being up here, Mel. I appreciate
I,
your photo. Do you have any other photos you want to share with us?
sure.
Yeah,
Like
let's
normal
take a look at a
UFOs.
few
I mean,
more.
I capture like normal UFOs a lot. That
Hmm.
are in the sky flying around. Here's one
Let's look at
here.
this one. This looks
You
like
know,
your typical diamond
yeah,
shaped
typical,
UFO.
right? Yep.
When did you record that? When did you take a picture of that?
That was in like 21. I think I got that picture.
Hmm.
Um, there's so much to even you see. The cameras nowadays are really amazing. These are all iPhone, photos.
Hmm. Hmm.
I don't carry a big lunky camera around with me or anything,
Right,
but
right, right.
because you just can't, But
Yeah,
really, you don't need to. It's they really can show you the world. It
yeah.
it lifts the veil, I guess, in a way, to really see through the lies that's going on with us all. I don't
Oh
know if you can
God. And
see this
now,
one, but this hopefully this comes out when you can see it. This happens with me now. See that mirror image there
I see
going
what
up the left
appears to
side?
be all these
That's
different things on the screen.
that mirror image that's on the left side. There's a cylinder down below. That's the cylinder that's creating that mirror image right there.
Is that white thing at the bottom?
Look on the left, about in the middle of the green, the dark green. You'll see the cylinder all the way to the left. go up where the mirror image is on the picture.
Oh yeah,
See that
okay, in the
line?
trees. Yeah, I see it.
Yeah, that's being created by that cylinder down there.
Wow. Does everybody see it?
And people mirror image their photos, but that's them doing that.
Oh wow.
That's not me doing it. That's some entity, and that you see the cylinder there.
Yeah.
That creates it somehow, And it's
Yeah.
to me, it almost like bends the space time, because when you go to take their picture, sometimes you
Yeah.
can time it perfect, and you won't get the picture. It'll be
Wow.
you'll miss it completely. But
That's amazing.
yeah, so that's another thing that really started happening quite a bit lately. That's really unexplainable, but when you see the cylinder there, then you kind of put it together a little better. But
Yeah,
yeah,
it is amazing.
I could go on all night. I tell you, but I
Well,
don't
yeah,
want to be a
show us
hog
if
of
you
your
want.
show.
You've got so much documentation. Show us maybe 2 or 3 more photos that you want to share.
All right. I mean, if anybody has like there's so much, like even the binary sun, that people don't even realize that's up there right now.
Yeah.
There's 2 suns in our sky right now. I don't know if everybody realizes that, and it's being hidden with a lens. They use the chemicals to coat and hide everything from everybody. But
Oh, this is
that's
interesting. Tell us about this picture, Mel.
let's yeah. This is the sky yesterday. I think it was. And it shows the grid, so that's the lens that they use, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the chemicals that they spray hide the fact that as you see the refraction image up above the sun,
Yeah.
that partial curvature, that's the other sun. That's right behind our sun right now.
So I understand, and the thing is, you bring up a binary system. I've always, in my adult life, I do know that we have a binary system. So, for example, a number of years ago, probably 10 or 15 years ago, maybe, when I was driving home where I am here in Connecticut, I noticed when I was looking at the clear sky, the moon was out. Now, I didn't see just one solid moon. I saw 2 other moons that were
That's right.
translucent.
Yes, they are.
And when I saw that lasted for about a whole week. Every time I'd come home at night, there were the translucent moon thing happening. I told my wife, I'm seeing more than one moon. This is weird. And I started thinking I'm going nuts because I'm seeing these other moons. What's going on here? So we do have a binary system.
Can I tell you
it's absolutely
something?
real. Yeah.
I started seeing the same thing with the moons, but it's as funny as it is, I documented them installing these electromagnetic platforms, I would call them, and that's what hold those other 2 moons, the one on the top and one below, in place. There's a picture here I got. The moon is the one in obviously the bottom, but the one on top is being held in place by an electromagnetic platform.
Right.
And that's what you're seeing right there. This is my actual video that I shot of the moon.
Oh,
and
really?
Was able to capture this. Yes. Yep.
Interesting. Someone's asking me what a binary system is. It's basically, if you were to take, let's say you take 2 cars and they both look the same and they come close to each other, same color, same make, same model, and all of a sudden, bam, they stop. They don't hit each other, they stop. So you have, as you're looking at the other side, you see the same car, almost the same car as you have on your side, but basically it stops. It's a binary system. So it's more than one system that exists. So we live on the earth here in a binary system, everybody. So there's another earth reality in the other binary system, and that earth in its binary system might be more advanced than the earth that we live on.
Right.
Do people understand what I mean when we say binary system?
Like our sun has a binary twin.
Right.
And that's what I believe is, the new world, possibly.
Yeah, basically, well, our Earth is going into what we call a new Earth frequency or consciousness. We're not leaving to go to another Earth. This Earth
Well,
is going to be
see,
transforming into a new planet, essentially.
that's where I see things a little differently. I see that the binary sun that is here is the new world for the positive energies to be, because we can't share a world with negatives and
Right.
have peace and harmony, right?
Right.
It's
I mean that, and that perspective is something I'm open to too. I mean, the other part of it is that from a space perspective, in my contact with space people of the positive kind, that
this is
they are going to
this is a
transform our
beautiful
planet.
one.
Well, what now? Where's that? What's that? Can you explain
This
it?
is off of the FAA camera
Hmm.
that they have posted, that you can watch.
Yeah.
As I'm watching it, I'm watching these planets float by, and this is a screenshot from the FAA camera of the other planets right in front of our faces.
How
The
does one
yellow,
go
the,
to
the
the?
yellow to the left is the sun.
Interesting. How do we get to? I'd love to see this. How does one on the internet go to the FAA camera?
They post them up there. I've seen it on numerous people's sites. The FAA, there's like they have them set up all around the world,
Oh, so
and
if
you
you
can
go,
watch,
let's say, if we
and
go
you
on
can
the
just watch the
internet,
sky.
okay, so if we go on the internet and type in FAA camera, there'll be a web link to the FAA camera.
Yeah, it should be. Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to check that out. This is pretty wild.
Because when you watch them, man, you see some crazy stuff on them, man.
Mm. Yeah.
I've captured this other planet. It looks like there's circles all over it. Like it could be UFOs on it. I don't know what they are, but they're
Yeah.
big circles that encase the whole thing. But they're huge.
And
And
this this picture here, can you describe what you got out of this photo?
it's amazing, right?
Yeah, it is amazing.
I see the blue star, which that's what I'm talking about. That's the new world. The red Kachink is there. It looks like. The red that's to the right, I believe, is possibly Nemesis. I don't really know. Because that when I click the picture, that's as far as I could capture. But
Someone's asking a question. Mystery Inc., one of our friends here, saying it looks like lens flare.
that
Can
perfect?
you tell
I
us?
don't think so.
Is it possible it is lens flare, or that it's picking up
It'd be
actual stuff?
impossible to have all in different colors and circles like that, just to be lens flares like that.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't believe that to be the case. From what I've experienced so far in my journey here.
Yeah.
But
Well,
possibly, I mean, I'm always open to. There's no definites in anything I'm saying.
There's no definite with that. No, either.
Right.
I would say that I'm open to. I think we're all looking at it, and I'm not sure what I see. The lights, the colors, and I mean, so.
Oops, sorry.
Half Pint is saying that she doesn't think it's lens flare. And again, everyone's whatever you're getting from that picture, you're getting. Me,
Yeah, right.
I don't think it's lens flare either. Observing it, I know what lens flare looks like. It could be. I'm not putting it out of the realm of possibility, but I don't think it is. I'll have to look at it a little bit more.
Yeah, well, screenshot if you want or something. But I mean,
yeah,
it's definitely odd. An odd capture, and I was definitely not expecting it. It was
And I have seen Ed's what do you call lens flare, but it doesn't look like that. I've seen a lot of lens flare photos. They're not spaced
out and weird like that, right? I mean,
it doesn't look like that, from my perspective.
Here's another driver of a car. You see how he has a couple faces there,
Yeah, so this is your pictures of these drivers in a car. Look at this, folks. Now, what is the imaging in front of the face that we're getting that's blocking us to see a clear indication of the physical face?
It looks like a few faces there, doesn't it? Like one's looking forward, one's looking out the side of the window, I mean, that's how they do it, though.
It's pretty wild,
Yeah, I got photos of Gray driving, car, reptilian looking faces.
Yeah, well, the reptilians, they are on our planet still, unfortunately, but they do try to exist on our planet, and they could look human in public eye, but underneath that bodysuit, they are reptilian.
Yeah, and there's so many. Ever since the Anunnaki did it,
Yeah.
You know, it's just been there's so many races that have come and done that same thing. You know, and to me, they alter God's DNA. You know, to create their own to live here.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, we're all being created by the Creator in all the different planetary systems. So they do that just so they can fit in and mess up what our, that's what the reptilians do. I'm not saying all of them, but their society is many of them have been here messing around with the human population for way before you and I were alive. So
Yes, I
interesting, man.
absolutely agree.
Mel, thank you so much for being on here. I appreciate you. Some
Hey,
great,
man,
great information to share with us tonight. Thank you so
thank you.
much.
I appreciate
All
your
right.
time.
You too, Mel. Anytime, brother. Let me bring you down.
All right, thanks.
Let me do this here. Mel, it was Mel. And you can see this is why my show is what it is, because people want to show documentation of things they've experienced in the last 3 years. And, I'm not jumping on board any specific thing, but I want you to be able to see what the person shows us. And you can take it as being real or not real, depending on your perspective. That's fine. We appreciate that. Yeah, he also had something chasing him as a kid. Oh, interesting. Very, very well received. We're at almost 100,000 at 12:22 in the morning on encounters, and glad to have you all with us. And we've had some great interviews so far, and so we're going to continue on here. These are the things that we would never see on the cable networks. We would never see it. Cable networks are so engulfed in not telling people the truth about these things. But here on Encounters, I love showing these things. I love interviewing people with different perspectives on what their experiences are. If they've been abducted, if they've had contact with space people, which a lot of my audience over the last 3 years have, I think it's really good that people are able to come forward. And, we're waiting for disclosure from the government. And here we are documenting things on my show with people that are having experiences and documenting the photos of the space being in the 101.6. Thank you so much, everybody. Thank you for that. We appreciate you. We're here till 1 a.m. in the morning. We have one more hour. Actually, we have almost 45 minutes left on the show. And let's see, Mystery Inc. So we did show a video, and I'll show it again. A video, let's see here. Someone just sent me a screenshot of something. Where is that? Okay, I haven't looked at all my mail here. Let's see. Okay. Well, I'm going to show the thing from down in South America, and there should be a picture of it here. You're watching Encounters. Welcome to the show, everybody. All right, and let me just see here. So for those that didn't see this, this was from Colombia. I'm trying to find the original video. Let's see if we can show it here. Hold on a minute. And you're watching Encounters, but I did show the ball Here it is. This is from 2 days. It says, let's stop this here for a minute. I'm going to show this to you for people that missed it. Let's see if we can show it to you again. This is the actual picture of this is in a place called Buga in Colombia, South America. This is for people that missed it. Let me just do this here. And this is where it goes down. It's a definitely an intelligently controlled UFO or craft. It's a monitoring. It's basically, I think, an unmanned monitoring system from a mothership. I think it's from a mothership. I had requests again to show this video. Yeah, like a scout craft, unmanned scout craft. All right. So yeah, pretty amazing stuff. And again, yeah, the Mexican government, I think, got a hold of it. It's probably as big or bigger than a basketball. Evidently, it was light enough that the person that found it held it, and Jamie Musan, who's a well-known UFO talk show host in Mexico, was shown holding it in one of the videos. So yeah, very interesting. Yeah, 50 pounds. Interesting mystery. Very interesting. Yeah, they are doing tests on mystery. It'll be interesting if they can figure out what they're finding from the tests on from a technical standpoint, what kind of metal it was. I doubt it's any Earth-based metal. Sophie, thank you for the gift. And there's more coming out on supposedly again, I haven't figured out where the sources of the information about the Pentagon saying that the Anunnaki are coming back to Earth, which is kind of a funny thing because the Anunnaki, like any other civilization, have nearly, they've been here, for a long time. So when the Pentagon is saying, "Oh, we're going to have the Anunnaki are coming back," how would they know about the Anunnaki? How would the Department of Defense or the Pentagon know about the Anunnaki? Right? It sounds kind of weird in a way how they would know the Anunnaki. Well, then again, it wouldn't be weird because the Pentagon has lied about everything else regarding the whole subject. Why wouldn't they know about the Anunnaki? Kazoo, thank you. I appreciate that. Give me one moment, folks. We shall be right back. All right, we are here. Welcome to the show. If you're just watching Encounters, Please follow and like. We're at 107.2. Tonight, since we've been on, we've had over 3,200 people watching counters. So no matter what the numbers look, in 1 hour and 30 minutes, we've had 3,200 viewers on the show, people that have been on here for 5 or 10 minutes or 15 minutes. We are able to track how many people have been watching us for a while here tonight. So welcome to the show. If you're just getting in here, we have another 30 minutes left. It's 12:31, and if you'd like to be a guest on the show, thank you, Teresa. It absolutely is true. Yeah, I'm going to try to find that FAA website too. I'd like to see some of those things coming through there. I'm going to try it on YouTube later and see if it's on YouTube. It might be on YouTube. Yeah, absolutely. Hey, bird lover Diane, welcome. Mary Jazzy, welcome. Miss Divinely Guided Benjamin, Patsy, Falgo. Hey, Moons, welcome. All the people coming in here, welcome to the show. Glad to have you with us. Thank you, Benoit, for the hat. I do like the baseball. I'll go with the TikTok team. Penelope says researchers intercepted these Mesopotamian-like writings as symbols emphasizing the theme of something. And I'm just reading your comments here. Hey, you're not late, Stargazer. And just to let people know, we're almost caught up with all our shows on my YouTube channel. Tonight, I should have the final last show that I did last night on my YouTube channel. Yeah, like Mystery, like Radio Controlled. Absolutely. It is kind of insane. Blue Diamond says, I sent a video I found on TikTok of two bright orange orbs. Is what it looks like. I'll have to take a look at that, Blue Diamond. And again, thank you for sending me the videos. Diana Claire, welcome to the show. Everybody coming in here. So I haven't seen too much, many good video. Although I do want to show you some stuff on TikTok, of all places. I have seen more good footage on TikTok than anywhere else. Let me take a look here. I'll put in UFO videos. Okay, we're going to show you. All right. All right. So I can't find the videos I want to look for here, but I do know there's been a lot of UFO footage on TikTok. Let me see here. But I'm not seeing anything right now. So All right. I will have some more UFO footage to show you. I just haven't seen anything. I probably should check some of the videos that are being sent to me on my. I'm going to check some of my email tonight after I get off of here, and we'll probably present some more UFO footage. Hey, Grizel, thank you for the gift. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. And we appreciate everybody for being here. I'm going to just take a look, one more look here. I know there's some footage here. Now, here's a sighting out of Puerto Rico, May 11th, in Paraiso, Cartango, Puerto Rico, last night. It says here, May 11th. Let's see if there are any other. All right. We're not having much luck with the UFO thing here. So, welcome. If you're just tuning in, you're watching Encounters, the spiritual UFO talk show. I'm your host, CmdrAleon. I'm just looking for something. And again, we're in a time period now of great changes. There's a lot of things going on. There's a lot of things happening. Thank you, Monica. Thank you. I appreciate it. Absolutely, Vizela. There really is, you know. And when we talk about it, and I'm very clear in my meditations I've had recently that what they want us to do as people on Earth, the people I work with and communicate with, they want us to be very much getting involved in the higher self aspects of who we are through meditation. And if we can start doing that, if you're not doing a regular meditation, create one for yourself, you know. Oh, Daily Mail has a video on the Bugler orb. Interesting. There's a lot of video on it. A lot of people having portion of the video or some of it. Are you still in contact? Nope, not anymore, Sicilian. We actually don't want to use that being's name anymore. It was an ET that was not good, that was playing games, and yeah, we try to, yeah. So, but I have had contact with my space family, which is real, and yeah, that thing is no longer. I know you didn't know, so I'm glad you asked me that question. Though, absolutely, it's a beautiful design. Absolutely, Rogue. It's amazing. Are you asking? Could you ask where the sphere is from? I talked about it a little bit. Uh, Anything like that primarily comes from a large ship that's cloaked in the higher atmosphere of our Earth. So I believe that that particular sphere came from a larger object. Okay, let me just see. I'm just looking at little notes here. So yeah, that thing was a definite. The fact that that object, unmanned circular sphere, metallic sphere, was captured when it landed, I think it was sent purposely to be found and then be analyzed. I think they were able to get it. It wasn't like it was trying to get away from anything. It just was trying to find a place to land. And when I say it's just strictly a object. It has no, I mean, apparently no human consciousness inside this little round ball that was happening. Alrighty, well, it's getting about 12:40 in the a.m. I want to thank all of you for being here. And I want to thank you for all your questions, your comments, everybody out there. I want to all thank you for being here for sure. And we're going to do another great show tomorrow night. Saturday night, we do what we call Ashtar Command Talk. We're going to be talking about the Ashtar Command, when the contact's going to happen in general. We'll get into all this. So I hope you enjoyed the show. Please follow me. Please like on my page here. Please press the red button. The red button means you're going to follow me. And then the like button, press that too. We're at 114.5. We had tonight 3,600 people watch the show. Thank you, everybody. Thank you so much. We appreciate and love all the folks out there. I'm CmdrAleon. We'll see you tomorrow night. Tomorrow night, can we discuss the Moon Girl? Was just reading about it. Yeah, we can definitely do that in the shade. Absolutely. All right. Good night, everybody. Take care and be well.